Well, welcome to the Smallscape and welcome to 2024. If you're anything like me, you like a nice clean slate. January can be pretty exciting, whether or not you had a good year, a medium year, or a not so good year last year. It's a new year. Welcome, and let me know. First question is, what are your plans for 2024? Specifically with aquascaping, setting up new tanks. Are you getting rid of some tanks? Are you kind of minimizing, or are you acquiring new tanks? Are you going smaller, bigger? Really curious to hear what you're doing. Or, you know what? Are you going to finally bite the bullet and set up some planted aquariums? I know there are a lot of people who are afraid, I was one of them, to start aquatic plants. Are you going to finally do it? Because you should do it. It's really fun. Start with a nubius. But if you're a fan of alliteration, how I am kind of going to tackle 2024 and what's going to help define like how I'm looking at aquascapes and the hobby in general is it's kind of I've got 4 S words and I've got 3 B words that are just going to help define, like, well, this video for one, and also the year of 2024. All right, first of all, number 1, the studio. I have mentioned this a number of times, but we have 3 tanks set up in the gallery now. We've got 2 more to go, and then this area here, this kind of live stream area, will move down there, and then this territory is mine. We're gonna put up a wall, and then it's gonna become just a really cool place. My intention for this studio is, in one word, to be cozy. It absolutely has to be cozy, has to be a fun place to just kind of chill out, talk about aquariums, look at some. I've got a couple vintage tanks that I want to set up, and a 22 long that hopefully will house my beautiful green neons. And then we'll see what else pops up, because it will absolutely have to be like the rest of my house. I do decorate seasonally, so it has to change with the seasons, the holidays, and I don't see any reason why aquariums and the aquarium hobby cannot be seasonally kind of changed. You can kind of change it a little bit. That's just me, but expect to see some of that. And also that kind of brings to mind biophilic design. I don't know if you're familiar with that term. That is a trend coming around that's kind of picking up some speed for the design world. And if you kind of Google biophilic design, you'll get some images and stuff. Some people take it really quite, extensively. I think it can just help to kind of remind you that it can be really fun, especially for us who love aquariums, to bring the outside in. Now, if I had an outside door that I could just go right out into like a greenhouse or a, 4-season room or something, that would be great. I'm on the 2nd floor, can't do that, but I think the way that at least I picture how an aquarium fits into a space is that the aquarium should definitely, the colors, the kind of vibe that the aquarium is giving should definitely go with your own decor. And my decor is always neutral, like earth tones, browns, greens. Green's my favorite color, so it's kind of everywhere already. So when I set up an aquarium, I always look at what's the space behind it, what's the space around it, what are the colors, what's the feel, and make sure that it matches. And the biophilic design kind of alludes to that, and I think it's just something kind of nice to keep in mind. But this space also has to be very, very efficient for me to do, like, kind of show off how I'm going to be creating. So I have to get better angles and make some space, because there is, you would not believe the amount of furniture that's in this small little room. It's horrible. It makes my brain hurt, but it'll have to be very efficient, and so I can do aquascaping in here and then change out a lot of different tanks. Super fun, and yeah, can't wait. Number 2 is scapes. Of course, this is an aquascaping channel, but for 2024, I will be focusing on one of my favorite things to think about, and that's context, what I just kind of alluded to, having an aquarium match your decor. It should fit right in, but there are some really weird ways that are stuck in my head that I would like to just share and say, here you go. They may be on shorts. I may start incorporating shorts. Not sure. I go back and forth. Let me know. Do you love them? Do you hate them? Could you care less? Or are you like, yeah, if you want, whatever. But for my ping pong brain, I think shorts would definitely help because I have some really like goofy, interesting, let's just say interesting ideas that a short would be better because it's like a very quick little video, like my DIYs or Dollar Tree things, little hacks, I think would be better suited for shorts. That they're just little short thoughts as opposed to taking up like a whole video. It's just a thought. But for context, huge into what you can call backdrops. I think backdrops are very underutilized. My brain has a lot of different options, but I need the studio to kind of transform first so that I have like a more of a setting, because some of these are a little out there. Totally excited about it, but they're a little out there. But backdrops can totally really serve to context your aquarium and just kind of elevate it and just make it look awesome. But that will be coming down the line. And then paludariums. Really love paludariums, and I would like to start making more of them instead of just a regular aquarium, trying to incorporate that land part of the aquarium to give it context and say, you know, because you don't see a glass box of water out in the wild, you see something around it. You see like a pond. Love ponds. Rocks and greenery around the water. You can look in, you can look through. I think just looking directly into an aquarium, boring. I just want to do some different things, offer some options, some thoughts that you might like. That's coming. Number 3, stories. I've always said that your escape should tell a story, and your escape probably does tell a story, even though you don't maybe intend for it to tell a story. It actually does, because say you were to show off, you do an aquascape, you set up a tank, you put your favorite little fish or fishies in your aquarium, and you show somebody off. You say, hey, this is my aquarium, you know, you wanna see Fluffy, you know, whatever, and they're like, oh my gosh, so cute, look at the little fish. And then you're like, yeah, and you can walk them through the aquarium. I'm sure you do. I would, you know, oh, there's a little bridge, or I love when he goes swimming through there, or that's my favorite plant. Anything, you're telling a story. Whether it's like a little happy place for you, it reminds you of somewhere, it reminds you of, oh, there's just so many things that I will be getting into, and I think it can really serve to recreate a little happy place for you, whether it's from any kind of medium memory, place on earth, or other things. And in the studio, I did mention, but I will be having vintage tanks, which in and of themselves, they tell a story right there. So fun to incorporate these vintage tanks because I am a vintage lover. I've always thought that I was born at the wrong time. I should have been born in like the 40s or 50s, but or even earlier. I probably could have been born and been very happy and like born in like 1920. I think I would have been really happy. But anyways, to get these vintage tanks is so cool because you can picture what's the house that this tank was in, like what were the people like, what were they doing, you know, what did the house look like, or if this tank was in a fish store back there in the good old days, what did the fish store look like, and crazy. So incorporating vintage tanks is just super fun and just brings kind of fun stories anyways. Number 4 is simple. And you can also say straightforward. I like this word. A lot of people kind of might maybe think like, oh, boring. You know, if I'm talking about a certain aquascape and I say that simple word to Mr. Primetime, he always, well, I don't want it that simple. Well, no, it's kind of for my brain. I use that word, and I don't know if you're like that or not. I have to keep things simpler so that my brain doesn't get like all like wigged out and scared. And then it just shuts down and I don't want to do anything at all. That's not good. So for me to accomplish really anything, I have to kind of simplify it so that it seems more approachable. And I don't know if you're like that or not, but it's kind of, and this is the last B word, bandwidth. This is from a word that I got from the channel The Minimal Mom. She's great, and she offers really great suggestions that are very usable, and she's a minimalist. I don't think I will ever get to be a minimalist, even though my brain would really be, oh, I'd be so happy, but I don't think I could get to that because I'm also a collector. Those two don't really, yeah, we're kind of in the middle between that. So, but bandwidth means what can you tackle at any given time. It may change. It can change throughout the years. It can change throughout the year itself. And it just depends how much you have going on and how much you're able to tackle at that point. It can be for no good reason that you just have no bandwidth. And I operate like that a lot. So luckily, in the month of December, as Mr. Primetimes wanted to get some of these big tanks, I mean, anything over 20 gallons to me is big. So 75 gallons, 125 gallons, he wants them scaped. Well, that's a lot for my brain to kind of deal with. That size of an aquarium to scape it. He's scaped all 3 of them so far. I think he's probably going to do the remainders. I give little tips here and there, or just suggestions. He doesn't take most of them, but that's fun. I'm so proud of the scapes that he's created, and it's just so fun to see a brand new aquascaper. But I have not had to deal with those and kind of use up creative juices, so I've been able to kind of consider what scapes are going to be going in this space, and then how also am I going to be, you know, doing this bad boy up here. So fun. But bandwidth can also, I'm just throwing this out there, don't get frustrated. Just keep that in mind. If maybe your things aren't working out, is there things that you can't deal with right now? You can't deal with setting up a tank or redoing a tank, or even, you know, buying a new tank. Maybe your spouse wants one, but you're just, I can't do that right now. Just cut yourself some slack. Maybe you're going to have to take some time, just make more time for it. And that also goes with supplies and time. If you do not have a lot of supplies, you don't have a lot of money to get the supplies, or you don't have a lot of time, that too, you may not be able to accomplish everything that you want to, and that's okay. With this, I mean, how long have I been saying, we're going to get the studio done? It's been a long time. It's frustrating, but I just have to keep in mind, just do something else. Maybe organize stuff, get rid of stuff that you know you're not going to use. You can think of something else to do. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, there was a quote. I like Hallmark Christmas movies. And then also the Great American Channel. They've got some cute movies there too. I'm kind of a sucker for those movies, but there's actually a couple of cute little quotes, and one of them I was like, you know, that's good. I don't know if they thought of it or if it's from somewhere else, but it was life is, let's see, what was it? Life is what you do with plan B. Yeah. How many people you have plan A, this is what you're going to do, and then nope, plan A ain't happening. So you have to consider now, what are you going to do with plan B? Are you going to just go through it? Are you going to just be sad and not do anything about it? You can always do something with plan B. So hopefully this video has served for some sort of inspiration to you. Let me know what you're up to in 2024, and I'll see you in the next one.